Why spend money on an iron gym when I can just do a regular push-up?
Why? I'll tell you why.
Whoa, chill out.
I'll tell.
Oh no, oh no. You good, man?
Yeah, man.
You're acting crazy.
I think I got it.
All right.
Here's one reason why the iron gym is better than the standard push-up. Although you're working both the triceps and the bicep muscles, whether standard or using equipment, there seems to be greater contraction while using the iron gym because of the different position. In the standard position, your hips are flat, which provides a stable base for your motions, and you're also in a relaxed position. With the iron gym, there is a place for your hands to grip, causing your triceps and your biceps to already contract in the starting position. Keep in mind, your body is elevated.
Oh, hey there. Continuing off of elevation, gravity plays an important role in how effective the iron gym is to the triceps and the biceps. So if you think about it, when an object is at a higher elevation, the higher gravity pulls down on that object and also causes a harder impact. For example, if I was to drop this book at a lower elevation, the impact wouldn't be as hard as it would be from a higher point. You can also hear how hard the impact is as well. Here's the book at a higher point. Keep in mind that your weight never actually changes, but when gravity is pulling down on you, your weight is you think it's heavier than what it actually is. This is where your triceps and your biceps come into play to fight gravity.
Now that we know a little bit about gravity and how it could affect us, we can now focus on the triceps and biceps. In order to know how each muscles are working while using either the iron gym or the standard push-up, we went ahead and used an EMG, which measures muscle activity. We are looking at 3 different phases: the ascending, transition, and descending. Within these phases, we are able to see the activity of the triceps and biceps. As you can see here, Tanisha has 2 electrodes on her biceps and another 2 on her triceps. Before we could actually get into the push-ups and the muscle activity, we had Tanisha perform a maximum flexion and extension with resistance so that we could have her total max to compare with how much she is actually using while doing push-ups. After recording the maximum flexion and extension, we can now move on to the fun part. Here is Tanisha performing 3 push-ups with a few minutes of resting in between. To your far right, you can see what muscle activity is used most during a standard push-up. The blue represents the tricep and the pink represents the bicep activity. You will also notice that she is starting with her hands flat and arms parallel to her body. Now let's move on to the iron gym push-up. With the iron gym, she is elevated off the ground and hands are gripping the designated area. You can see that she is already contracting from the starting position and then goes straight into extension, having her tricep contract, and then into flexion while descending. Here are the results of both the standard push-up and the iron gym push-up. The orange circle represents the ascending phases of the push-up, and the yellow circle represents the descending phases. The black line is the resting position in between each push-up.
After looking at the EMG, it is obviously clear which works best. But let's dig deeper into how it all plays out.
After receiving the maximum flexion and extension, the subject then performed a total of 6 push-ups. 3 push-ups while doing the standing position, and the other 3 with the iron gym. The data that was collected, when you compare regular push-ups to the iron gym, we came to the conclusion that the iron gym stimulated more muscle activity than just doing regular push-ups. Figure 1, the graph is comparing the ascending phase of the regular push-up to the iron gym push-up. When starting a regular push-up, you are laying on your stomach with your hands flat on the ground. Whereas with the iron gym push-up, you start up in a stance, which keeps you level. Since you are holding yourself off the ground, your muscles are activated, and there's activity taking place before you start the push-up. As you are pushing up off the ground, the tricep muscle is activating and stretching out, which is concentric activity. As you come to full elbow extension, the tricep becomes extended, which holds up your body weight. In figure 2, which allows the muscle to start turning off so it can assist in descending to the ground, that becomes eccentric activity. In figure 2, there is a decrease in tricep activity because as it is descending, not as much activity in the muscle is needed because there is gravity to help assist the muscles to bring you back down. The biceps help in slowing your body down as it descends to the ground. In figure 1 and 2, we also measured the activity of the bicep, but from where the push-up mainly focuses on the tricep, there was minimal bicep activity, as you can see from the graphs.
So what are your thoughts on just a standard push-up?
I think the standard push-up is pretty hard. Like right now, I'm only able to do like maximum 5 because I don't know. I just feel like, which I am doing. I'm trying to obtain all of my body weight, and right now it's just not an easy task for me.
Have you ever used an iron gym before?
No, I haven't.
No. All right. Well, now that you've already performed both the standard and the iron gym, how would you rank the standard push-up from 0 to 10, 10 being the hardest?
I think that I rank the standard push-up. I'll give that a 6.
6? Why do you think so?
I mean, it was a lot easier than the iron gym.
A lot easier.
Really, I don't know. I just felt like my wrists were hurting more on the iron gym. My coming up was one of the hardest parts using iron gym because when using that I had to keep my posture, because of the gripping.
All right. Well, now that you use the iron gym, how would you rate that? 10 being the hardest.
8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because it was just difficult. Like, on top of having to lift my body weight off the ground, I had to keep my body at a certain posture because my wrist is already lined up, When you're doing a regular push-up, you can adjust easier with the iron gym because it's elevated. You really can't adjust. I really couldn't adjust my wrist and my hand, basically. Yeah.
So, talk about the features of the iron gym. Like, what makes it harder?
What makes it harder?
Now you're saying about the grip.
Yeah,
That's probably one feature.
yeah.
And what else?
The grip coming up was hard.
Coming up.
Going down without, with the standard push-up, you can go down as low as you want. You can kind of cheat, but with the iron gym, you can't cheat. It's like you stop at that bar and you have to go back up, and it's like, I don't know, girl. Just